Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Brian Walker. I'm a co-director and co-founder of Derby City Playwrights.
My name is David Clark. I'm the other co-director and co-founder of Derby City Playwrights. We are so excited to have you all watching our presentation tonight.
This is our fifth season of developing new plays from Louisville Playwrights. We meet once a month and give feedback to each other on pages and what's going on with the plays. We have actors from the community show up so that we have great readings of these as we're developing them.
We had a fantastic series of planned live stage readings for this year's plays. But unfortunately, with the world as it is, we have decided to go digital. To give you all the experience of these brand new works, which are in development, and we hope that you will, after seeing these, reach out to the playwrights and us and give feedback on what you've seen and help these plays continue to grow.
Exactly. So without further ado, we would like to present to you our fellow playwright Matt Jablow's play, It Is What It Is. It Is What It Is by Matthew Jablow. The play opens with daylight coming through the window of an office. In the background is the sound of machinery, a deep thrum. As the lights come up, we see a body hanging from the ceiling. Note, the audience should never see more than the torso and legs. Lisa is screaming as David and Mo walk in.
Lisa, what's the matter? Did the toilets overflow again?
Lisa is sobbing and points up. David sees the body hanging there.
Oh my God. Oh my God, is that Randy?
What is going on out here?
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, no.
What the hell?
When did that happen?
He was here when I came in the door. It's Randy.
I can see that.
What do we do, Frank?
How long do you think he was here?
Doesn't look recent.
Must have been all weekend.
Probably.
I will take care of this. Lenny, your cleaning crew was in this weekend. How did they miss this? I'm talking about a body hanging right here in the middle of the office in plain sight. Nonsense, Lenny. This is all about attention to detail. Oh, yeah? I don't think you did. No excuses, Lenny. We are not going to pay for last night. Done.
Don't you think we need to call the police?
Susan?
Yes, Frank. What is it, Frank?
At this point in our work relationship, you should know efficient actions make sufficient conclusions.
I'm HR, Frank, not clairvoyance.
This is horrible.
Okay. Everyone take a breath. This is bad. I know how upsetting this can be, but right now we need to think about positive things. Randy was a good guy and a really top-notch salesman. And
oh, my lunch once.
Shut the hell up, Mo. Guy's dead. You're whining about a sandwich.
I'm just saying, why when somebody dies do they become a saint?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You going anywhere with this, David?
Yeah. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, look, let's get the body down.
I don't think you're supposed to touch a dead body. You could catch a disease. There's all these bacteria metamorphosizing.
What the hell are you talking about, Mo?
No. Mo has a point. I mean, it's not the right point, but he might be right that we don't move the body because technically this may be a crime scene. Susan?
What?
Is it?
Is it what?
Is it a crime scene?
You think Randy was murdered?
No. What? No, Susan. I do not think this was a murder. But isn't suicide a crime?
Suicide is a crime?
I think so.
Killing yourself makes you a murderer?
Susan?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yes, it does.
Just leave it alone till the cops get here.
I think I'm going to pass out.
Just hang on, Lisa.
I don't feel good.
Can you not make this about you right now?
Lisa
Ugh.
passes out and hits the ground with a thud.
I knew she would make this about her.
Frank, this could be a natural reaction to seeing someone you know hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, so now you're an expert on death.
I'll look it up on the computer.
No, I'm not going to find some groupthink response to define this moment for us. Death is personal, and I refuse to allow this to become some generic, oh, now someone's dead in your office and you do this type of thing.
Can somebody get me some water, please?
David, get your own water.
I'm holding Lisa's head. Should I drop her head to go get some water?
Here, I'll get the water.
Lisa sits up and sips the water.
Feel any better?
Was it a dream?
No.
Then I don't think so.
Susan. Not on your game today, are you? Call the police, Susan. You're HR, and calling the police would be the most logical next step in an escalating situation like this. I think this one falls right into your wheelhouse.
My job description is to deal with issues related to human beings in the workplace.
And does your description differ between living or dead?
Of course not.
Well, right now you have an employee in need of your services.
Susan leaves the room.
So, anyone catch the game last night? Holy crap, Randy owes me $50. I just knew somehow. I knew he was not going to pay up.
Are you kidding me, Mo? You think Randy killed himself so you don't have to pay a bet?
I'm not saying that, David. All I'm saying is I knew it was too good to be true. I knew when they pulled it out in the ninth inning with 2 outs that it was too good to be true. Crap like this always happens to me.
You're okay if I don't have any sympathy for you right now, Mo.
The police said they will be here as soon as possible.
Well, what do we do?
What?
Do we just stand here?
What do you want to do?
Maybe we should just go home?
Okay, now wait a minute. This is the beginning of a work week. Mondays are the catalyst for every other day, and we can't let a setback stop us.
Not a setback, Frank. It's a suicide.
And what are you going to do at home, David? Watch TV?
I think that's a personal choice, Frank.
So, you like this idea, Mo. Everyone goes home. Maybe I should shut the factory down, too. Send everyone home to mourn. Then we can all fall behind on orders, lose customers, and then we're all out of work, and Randy's sacrifice means nothing.
Jesus, Frank. Are you saying Randy killed himself to inspire us to work harder?
I will not depreciate the value of this moment professing to know why Randy killed himself. All I will say is that maybe this should bring us all together instead of everyone just going off on their own.
And if we can churn out a few orders and collect some back payments, then that's a bonus, right?
Shut up.
I think all of us are upset by what we've seen, what we continue to see. Where the hell are the police, Susan?
Do not put this on me, David. I'm human resources, people. And I'm not here to solve your problems. Guide your lives and fucking figure out every damn issue you people have. How the fuck do I know why Randy killed himself? How the fuck do I know where the police are? Do you want me to tell you if there's a God or not, too? I mean, what the fuck do you people want from me?
I think I want you to shut up, Susan.
Susan screams and
Son
lunges
of a
at Frank,
bitch.
with David getting in the middle.
Easy! Easy, everyone. We have had more than enough death for a Monday morning. A man killed himself here, a man we all knew, we all considered a friend, someone who meant something to all of us.
Whoa. David, are you doing a eulogy?
What?
This is beginning to sound like a eulogy, and I think you are overstepping your bounds here trying to do a eulogy when, as the general manager, it's pretty apparent that any eulogizing will fall under my responsibilities.
Not staging a coup here, Frank. You go right ahead.
Well, I can't do it with all of you staring at me. I need to collect my thoughts. Just let me have some time to write down my thoughts, and then I will be ready. I want this to mean something, not some off-the-cuff bullshit like David was doing.
They all walk and sit somewhere. Frank goes to a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper. He then opens up his jacket to retrieve a pen.
Where's my pen? Where's my favorite pen? Mo, did you take old Goldie?
Why would I take your stupid gold pen? The only person who always took your stupid pen was...
They all look up at Randy.
Son of a bitch.
Frank tries to look for the pen on Randy at different angles and can't see.
I can't see his inner pocket.
He reaches up.
The hell are you doing, Frank?
I'm just gonna spin him
Spin him?
to get a better angle.
Really, Frank?
Yes, really, Mo.
Just leave him alone, Frank.
This is not a big deal.
There are other pens, Frank.
I write best with Old Goldie.
Please, Frank.
Cut the shit, Lisa. All of you.
They watch as he slowly reaches up and starts to spin the body. After one turn, a beam of gold light shines on the desk Frank is at, right under where Randy hangs. Frank looks at everyone tongue-in-cheek with an I told you so look.
You all see how easy that was?
Freaking breeze, Frank. Disturb the dead for a writing implement.
Frank begins to climb on the desk.
The hell are you doing now?
I'm getting my pen back.
What?
It's my pen.
On a dead man's body.
You think he still needs it?
Oh, Frank.
Oh. Holy shit, Lisa. I am taking my pen back, not stealing his wallet. Hey, while I'm up here, you want me to see if he has your 50, Mo?
Ugh.
Holy crap, I'm kidding, people. I'm trying to make light of an uncomfortable situation. Have a sense of humor.
Frank, please take it easy.
Shut up, David. It's like playing Operation. Take back your gold pen. What's wrong with you people? Have you never played Operation?
Frank retrieves his pen, shows everyone, and sits down to write.
Why would Randy do this?
Now I'm supposed to answer this.
Easy, Susan, jeez. We don't know, Lisa. We may never know. Maybe something in his life hurt, really deep down, and Randy just made a decision to make the pain go away.
You think he was in pain?
Maybe not physical, maybe just something deep down in his psyche.
But this just seems so extreme.
How did he even do it?
What?
Just wondering, how do you think he did it?
Seriously, Mo, do we have to talk about this?
It's perfectly natural to wonder. Curiosity is what sets us apart from the lesser animals.
Every creature is curious, Mo. You're an idiot.
Well, screw you, Susan.
Monkeys, dogs, hell, even fish are curious, Mo. All creatures with a brain are curious, Mo. If you had a fucking shred of intelligence, you would know this, Mo.
Stop it! Stop it!
I am trying to write here.
Holy shit, can we all just...
So no one else is wondering how Randy did this. I mean, it's not like we have rafters to hang a rope on.
My wandering Jew!
What?
He took my wandering Jew plant off its hanger and used the hanger in the ceiling to do it.
I'm not trying to debate this, but Randy is a hell of a lot heavier than a wandering Jew. He must have reinforced it with a molly or something. That's pretty impressive.
Pulls on foot a little to test it. Randy's shoe comes off in his hand and he struggles to get it back on, while the others contemplate things unaware. Susan breaks the silence of everyone in their own world while Mo gets the shoe back on. Ultimately, Mo has to retrieve a rubber band from a desk to hold the shoe on, snapping the rubber band as a final gesture.
I just don't understand. Why would he do it here in the office?
Huh? Getting curious, Susan?
You're still an idiot, Mo.
You were already here.
Excuse me?
When Lisa found the body, Randy's body, you were already here, Susan. How much earlier did you get here before the rest of us?
I don't know. An hour or so. Why? What's your point?
My point, what I am saying is that you walked in past Randy's body, swinging from the ceiling. Hell, you even made coffee and took a mug into your office all the time with his body just hanging there. How did you not see it?
I have a lot on my mind.
Way to stay in your own little bubble, Susan.
I have a lot of things on my plate, Frank. I come in every morning and I assume a meditative status. I contemplate everything the day can bring me. prepare for anything it will deliver, and I formulate responses to all of that while I function, which is a lot more than most of you do. You all come in half asleep, waiting for things to happen to you. I am wired differently. I prepare. I don't allow for a moment of this nonsense of this place to overwhelm me. And to do that, you have to be on your guard because it's coming. You don't know what it is, but you know it's waiting for you, lurking in the shadows. And the moment that I let my guard down, it will pounce. You all have no idea what I must deal with on a daily basis in this shithole.
Easy. Susan, come on. You don't think it's odd that you didn't seem to notice that one of our co-workers had hung himself in the office, and you not only walked by it, you stood in the office waiting for your coffee to be made, perhaps even looked around and didn't notice the body hanging from the ceiling.
I'm surprised you didn't hang your jacket on his foot, Susan.
Screw you, Mo. I didn't even wear a jacket.
There is something seriously wrong with all you people.
You'd think the police would be here by now.
Susan, check on them. And while you're contemplating the next wave of human disasters you will be responding to, how about dealing with the one we are knee-deep in right now?
This is not within my qualifications.
Then find someone qualified, but don't go apeshit with the cost.
You think there's a budget grief counselor out there?
I don't know what's out there, but I do know what's in here, and what's out there better help with what's in here, or you're going to find yourself out there.
Susan exits.
Seriously, Frank.
What? David? The people on the floor don't even know what's happening up here, and I don't want this turning into something that's out of our control.
Man is dead, Frank. I think it's already out of our control.
Don't you start falling apart on me, David. I don't need you going all Lisa on me.
That's not fair.
Life's not fair, honey.
Don't you call me honey, you monster.
Have you lost whatever you had left in that mind of yours? Honey is a nice thing. Everyone loves honey.
I'm allergic to honey.
Except Mo the freak. Everyone else here likes honey. So what the hell is your problem?
My problem? My coworker killed himself in my office. Our office. And my boss is a dehumanizing piece of shit. That is my problem.
Dehumanizing.
Yes, a dehumanizing, chauvinistic piece of shit.
Oh, really? Well, I try to use nice words to make you feel good. Maybe I should have just called you moron.
Seriously? We're going to sit here and rip each other apart under the dead body of our friend?
I was wondering if you could all scream a little louder while I'm on the phone with the police. Okay. The counselor is on her way, and the police are doing the best they can to get someone here. Can I make a suggestion?
Please.
I think sitting out here with Randy's body is the worst thing for everyone.
No one is going home.
God forbid this affects production. Fine. Then let's all retreat to our own office until the police show up.
Out here is my office.
You can come sit with me.
My computer isn't mobile.
Then just keep me company.
They all agree and all go into offices. Randy's body is left alone for a bit until David comes out of his office to get coffee. Standing by the coffee machine pouring a drink, he is approached by an apparition.
I will not miss the coffee.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, it is. Easy, big guy. Keep your voice down. We don't want everyone thinking you've lost it.
This is wrong, Randy. There's no way around this. This is wrong.
No, look, it's not a question of right or wrong, Davey. It just is.
Why? Randy, right here.
What? Better I should do it in my apartment complex where nobody finds me for weeks and I stink up the whole place?
No, I just mean, why, Randy? Why?
Yeah, that is the million-dollar question. Why would somebody do something this horrible? I mean, look at me. Purple was never my color.
Not funny, Randy.
Not even a little.
No.
It's a little funny. But look, anyway, it's hard to explain, Davey. Life's a battle, you know? The first thing we do when we're born is we struggle to breathe. And from that point on, it's endless petty wars with little victories that we forget. But failures, oh, the failures, they leave scars. The losses take their toll. The scars are invisible, but each one leaves a painful reminder. It builds into a quiet that becomes the background of your day, like the remnant of a headache that won't leave. At first you ignore it, you think it'll pass, but it doesn't. It gets stronger. The buzz in your head starts to get louder, like someone's screaming in your ear all the time. And you try to ignore it. You think that that's life's other noises will drown it out, but you can't escape the silence. There's always going to be silence from time to time. And in that cold, dark silence, you're alone. Just you and the pain. So you turn up your radio loud in the car. And when you're home, the TV stays on all the time, and even when you're sleeping, because you think that maybe it will help you ignore the hurt, the reminders of what a failure you are, of everything you thought you would accomplish that just didn't happen, that you were too afraid or too stupid to figure it out. And those voices, they begin to be the only thing that you hear, and you want it to stop. You want them to shut up. And then you realize there's only one way to do that.
Wow.
Plus, my sales sucked. And frankly, it was either do this or take a dump on Frank's desk. Honestly, I think this does both.
You took his pen.
And the asshole had the audacity to take it back. I should have known.
So, what's next?
Hard to top this, Davey, my boy.
No, I mean, now that you're dead, you move on?
There's the kicker, Davey. You're not allowed.
What?
You don't get to move on when you've caused others hurt. That is, until you've corrected or removed the hurt.
There's a handbook?
Not per se.
Who tells you this?
It's funny, but when you're dead, you just know.
Know what?
Everything. You are connected to this incredibly large information grid. You just get to know everything.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Oh, Davey, it's horrible. All you want is peace. Feel at rest. Instead of freaking Google.
Ugh, it sucks, yeah.
It's like Dickens had it nailed, except for the Google part. But then again, how could he know?
This is too much, Randy. I just came here to get some coffee and find my keys.
Oh, you dropped them on the floor and they slid into the corner when you came in?
How do you know?
Everything!
This is too soon. It's too real. I don't know if you exist or I'm just losing my mind over here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that too.
Why does a person kill themselves?
Look, I can't really answer that question. The data, it's overwhelming due to the endless multiple scenarios. But look, when your biggest high is the chemical burst you get from an energy drink, then something has to change. Is suicide drastic? Sure, of course. But humans have never been defined by their ability to analyze a situation and come up with a logical conclusion, now have we?
Did you make coffee?
No.
I can't get anything out of my head right now. All I keep doing is signing my name over and over again.
No, I did. Yes, I made coffee. Here.
Holy shit, David. Keep it together.
Look, he can't see me.
I know what the police are waiting for.
He never could. All the man sees are dollar signs. If you could see through his eyes, each one of us, we would be viewed as a certain denomination of money with legs.
What the hell else could they be doing?
Susan guides Lisa out of the office.
Damn it, Lisa. I told her not to use the lotion tissues to wipe her eyes, but she did, and now she can't see.
This really hurts. Those tissues had Vicks Vapor Rub in them.
Is nap time over?
Holy crap, Mo. If you're sleeping in there, I'm going to strangle you.
Are we supposed to be working?
You are at work!
A man, Randy, killed himself in our office. His dead body hangs there before our eyes, and you want productivity?
Not this go home bullshit again.
It's not bullshit.
Susan, explain the bullshit.
As Susan explained, she holds Lisa's whole head under the faucet and begins to drown her. However, Susan is unaware of her actions. Lisa struggles to get away but is unable as Susan becomes more insistent on her point and her grip gets tighter. The others are aware but fear Susan.
I think Frank is trying to say that there is no legal precedence that a company has to send you home in this circumstance. Certainly, you can argue that there may be a moral reason to do this, but business is not about morality, the act of defending right or wrong. Business is organized to produce and generate money. To expect a business to care about the people it employs as it tries to accomplish this is ridiculous. And honestly, I think you people are expecting too much from both the business and Frank. If Randy had died at home, would you have expected the same thing? I don't think so yet, because he chose to die in a place that we could all witness his act. This idea that it warrants a payday off is too much to expect of a business entity.
Lisa pulls out from under the faucet.
Susan, you asshole! Damn it! She was drowning me and you people were just watching?
I'm so sorry, Lisa.
Sorry? I have water in every part of my head. My nose has the lingering smell of vapor rub, and all I can think of is I am going to drown in a menthol stream of death.
Calm down, Lisa. You are still upright.
You know, Frank, God ruined a good asshole when he gave you teeth.
I wasn't the one drowning you.
I wasn't trying to drown her, I was helping her.
Helping her join Randy.
I heard that, Mo!
I wasn't whispering.
Lisa, it was an accident.
This is why we need to go home.
The door opens and they all freeze. Kate walks in and they all stare at her.
Can someone up here please explain why it's been over an hour and not one order has come to the floor? We're almost at a shutdown down there.
They part and reveal the hanging body.
Holy shit. Is that Randy?
Yes.
Does this mean we're sending everyone home?
No! What the hell is wrong with you people?
This is a tragedy, Susan. Back me up. This has to warrant a day off.
I am the leader here, and if I think the best thing is for the team to work through this grief, then we are all going to work through our grief. Kate, get your axe back down there and keep the lines running. Lisa, get some orders out on the floor so Kate can do her job. The rest of you, do something related to work.
They all scramble and begin to work separately. Kate leaves and Randy walks off stage silently and sadly.
You ever ask yourself, Frank, are we meant to work like this?
Like what, David? Working to live? Are you asking me if we're supposed to live, David?
No, Frank, I mean this type of work. It's tedious, boring at times. It's hard to imagine a benevolent, wise being, infinitely wise being, creating us to simply work in an office every day.
Randy reappears, wheeling in a small part of a bar to center stage. The other characters are in dark as David approaches the bar, and the scene transitions to a flashback between Randy and David. They are buzzed.
I didn't think you were going to make it to the bathroom.
I didn't realize how much I drank until I went to touch the floor and it moved away from me. Did you think, though, about what I was saying?
Yeah, what were you saying? I thought we were talking about me.
No, about whether a God would create man this intricate, advanced being just to work in an office or on a production floor.
I thought we were discussing my odds of getting with Susan.
She's HR.
Your point?
Those people are not human. They're corporate robots regurgitating regulations, excerpts from the handbook.
Yeah. Susan has this angry, I hate humanity side that I think is kind of hot. She always laughs at my jokes.
She's just being polite.
Okay. Let's not discuss winning. Let's discuss if God created man to work at a desk. Much more titillating.
Or found a way to work in tits, didn't ya?
Most people are unaware of my genius. That's what makes you special, Davy.
When you call me Davy, I feel like we should be out playing catch somewhere.
Your dad play catch with you?
It was horrible at sports. My dad spent his life with this permanent look of disappointment on his face when it came to me, especially sports.
No.
Yeah. I remember one time I begged him to play catch. Begged him. And he finally gave in, pulled himself off his recliner, got his mitt out of his closet, came outside to this beautiful spring day. He lobbed the ball to me, hit me right in the eye. Oh. We came back in. I was crying, and my mom went off on him. And my mom went off on him that he was being too rough on me. And I tried to explain, but they got in a fight, and I swear he blamed for me for that too. Poor guy. He longed for a shortstop, and he got a bench warmer.
That's rough, Davey.
You're not going to stop.
Nope. Well, what do you expect from a guy named Randy? I mean, who names their kid Randy? I have the name of a hand puppet from the 1950s. At least your dad tried.
You tried and failed. You think that's enough? You just try, that's okay? Isn't there a point when accomplishment becomes a factor in judging the value of an effort?
I don't even know what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I know either. I know I'm not the first person to ask this, but it has to be asked. What is the point of all of this?
The point is to get drunk, Davey.
There has to be something beyond that.
Aristotle got drunk, Plato got drunk, hell, even Einstein got drunk. Sometimes the point is escape. It all becomes too much. We need to escape.
You still have to get up in the morning.
Yes, you do.
Some people don't.
Yeah, well, some people quit. You don't quit, baby. You're one of those people that finds answers, that helps others find answers. People like you, Davey, you don't quit.
What answers have I helped you find?
I didn't say they were difficult questions, just answers. Like when you helped me find my car that time.
You're so wasted. You couldn't figure out why the keys wouldn't work, and it was a completely different car.
You help me get through the week sometimes, even when you don't know you are. You're good people, Davey.
Yeah, I don't know how good I am.
You're good enough for me.
You really are drunk.
Lights up. Randy exits back to reality.
David, look at history. People have always had to work. Ancient man worked. It was called hunting. Was it always exciting? No. Long periods of time, tracking the animals, waiting, setting up your attack. And yes, there was an adrenaline rush when you went in for the kill. But you know what, David? They didn't always succeed. When ancient man didn't succeed, that meant his family, his tribe, went hungry. If he failed consistently, then people would die, infants and the elderly first, but eventually everyone. Now, if you have a shitty day at work and don't get anything accomplished, I still pay you, right? No one suffers when you fail. Look how far we've come as a race, David. That is evolution at work.
I've always been fascinated by your ability to remove any shred of human empathy from your thinking, Frank. All comes down to the profit margin.
No, David, you have me all wrong. I look at things realistically. I don't get caught up in philosophical bullshit that keeps me from feeding my tribe. You people.
You lost a member of your tribe, Frank.
No, David, he left us. I did my part.
You have any thoughts as to why?
No.
Really?
What does that get me, David? If I get lost in the cobwebs of Randy's mind, how does that help me? How does that help any of us?
There is no gray in your world, is there, Frank? Everything is black and white.
You sound like my son.
Randy was a person. How can you not consider for a moment what would drive a person to such an extreme solution?
You know what Randy was, David? Randy was a failure. He failed at work, failed at life, and I told him so in his review. Randy smoked like a chimney and he drank energy drinks all day long. Was that my fault too? I didn't raise him. He wasn't my child. I had to deal with what his parents fucked up. At first, that wasn't so bad. He started off a halfway decent salesman, brought in some major accounts, but lately, nothing. In fact, I told him that too, told him outright. I was doing him a favor, even keeping him employed.
When did you tell him that?
In his performance review.
When was that?
A few weeks ago when I did my son's also.
You give your son performance reviews?
You have a problem with that too? My son is being prepped for a real life, a life where changes in business will not throw him off his game. Every quarter since he was 6, I have given him a performance review so he knows where he stands.
What are the categories?
What?
How do you review your own child?
Simple. School, sports, and socially.
That's nuts!
Why? He knows exactly what I'm thinking. We are communicating. He knows where he stands, what he needs to improve, and where he is succeeding. When we're done, we come up with goals, and then we both sign off. You know what I also don't do, David? I don't just hand him money when he wants it. My son has a quarterly budget, and he has to decide where he wants to spend it. I take care of food and survival needs, and he chooses extracurricular activities. Like if he wants to learn to play guitar, he pays for the lessons. Wants to buy some additional clothes past this allotment, that's on him, and so on and so forth.
So easy, huh, Frank?
People make things harder than they have to be. It's a chapter in my book.
And if he has a bad couple quarters, do you tell him that you're doing him a favor keeping him, like you told Randy?
I never thought about that. I did once tell him when he had back-to-back bad quarters that he should pick it up or else he'll follow in his brother's footsteps.
Thought you only had one kid.
Yeah, but he didn't know that.
Cold, Frank. Very cold.
Screw you. Let's see how you do when you have kids.
Well, I'm certainly not going to tell them that love ebbs and flows based on their performance.
Front door opens and everyone freezes.
Hello, is there a Susan here?
I'm a Susan.
Hello, dear. My name is Grace Boone. I am from Qualified Insurance. I was told you have an incident that needs to be dealt with.
Yes.
She uses her arm in a sweeping manner to show Grace the body hanging there.
Oh my, he's still here?
Apparently the police in this town are very busy.
I did not know that the deceased was still in the building. It makes it more challenging for people to move on if the cause of their grief still remains.
Look, Grace.
Yes?
My name is Frank. I'm the general manager. I just need to know how you can help us and how much this is going to cost.
Well, I believe I can. The insurance company charges $300 per hour for my services, and I believe that we should start...
Whoa! 1 hour.
What?
1 hour. You have 1 hour to get us past this.
I don't know how realistic
Excellent.
that is.
We'll do it. What do we need to do?
Well, first I need copies made of these documents.
Lisa, make with the copies.
Lisa takes the papers from Grace and goes to make copies.
She may be right, Frank. An hour for both the office and the plant.
Crap. Forgot about the plant. Damn, this is getting pricey. Okay, fine. Extra half hour for the plant. I mean, those people didn't even know Randy.
Lisa comes back in the room.
How many copies do you need?
There are 3 documents, and we will need 1 for each person.
People can't share. Maybe that will help them unite.
Frank, it's not a sing-along.
Fine. Everyone gets a copy. What a waste. Most of them will just throw them out anyway.
Lisa exits.
Can anyone tell me anything about the deceased?
Randy was a salesman. Been here about 7 years. Good salesman, not great. Lost a few big accounts this year. Must have hit him hard. Now, you know we try to be supportive here, but you never know what's going on in a person's head. Am I right? I never said a thing about killing himself. In fact, saw him Friday and he mentioned nothing to me. Come in Monday, apparently the freaking cleaning crew never saw it. You believe that? A dead body hanging here and those morons don't even see it. Nope. Anyway, he's dead. Really hits hard. Lisa screamed. Susan had a tough time with it. Might be her time of the month. She's usually a rock. David is one of those liberal, why can't we all get along people? So he's probably emotional. Oh yeah, Lisa got all crazy misdirecting her anger at me. Mo, he don't care. All he cares about is what's for lunch. I think that covers everyone. Lisa, where are the copies?
The machine is slow. Here, I have enough for the office.
Would you mind handing those out, dear?
Lisa, did you collate?
What?
Did you collate? Because if you didn't, you're going to have to hand 1 to everyone and then return for the next 2. I have tried to explain collating to you. It improves your efficiency. Collate and then hand a packet of 3 to everyone. Save time, save steps.
Maybe not time for a lesson here, Frank.
Life is all about lessons, David.
I'm doing the best I can, Frank.
And I am trying to help you do better.
Easy, Frank.
Oh, yes, it could be easy, but Lisa has made it hard.
That's not what I meant, Frank.
Just let her hand out the papers, Frank.
Her lack of forethought is costing me money. Efficient actions make sufficient conclusions.
What the hell does that mean?
I shouldn't have to explain it. Think it through. One day you'll read my book and it'll all make sense.
Yes, the vaunted book. Enough about the money, Frank. This is about help.
And I am helping Lisa. What is wrong with you people? Have you lost your minds? I try to give advice to improve things. Why do you not get that?
You're trying to improve things while we all deal with a tragedy, Frank.
I am not going to be yelled at, David. Miss Boone, do you see this?
Perhaps we can all just take a deep breath.
Now we're doing yoga?
No, but breathing is important for many reasons, Frank. Just breathe, everyone.
$300 an hour. I hope you have something better in your handbag than breathing.
If I could just get everyone together in a circle.
They all get together quickly, unaware until they're all seated that Randy is hanging in the middle of the circle. Grace looks up in horror. They all look to see the source of her anguish, and when they do, they slide their chairs noisily to another spot, all as a group.
Before we get into this, can I use the restroom?
Of course, dear.
We're not waiting for you, Mo.
Now, if everyone could just take a look at the papers you have. On the first page, it should be, what are you feeling? Does everybody have that? Oh, very good. Now, if we could just go down the checklist. At a time of great loss, you will have feelings. Feelings are normal, everyone has them, but there is no way for anyone to define what is a right feeling, and likewise, no one can tell you when a feeling is wrong.
I'm feeling this is stretching things out.
You're incorrect.
You just said no feelings are wrong.
She was referring to humans, Frank, not bosses.
The feelings you will experience will be varied.
Didn't you just say this already?
Yes, I believe she did.
No, I do the same speech all the time, and I have not repeated myself.
I do see Frank's point. You can get lost in all the feelings about feelings part.
It is the same speech at all locations.
So you do this no matter the tragedy. It's just a generic speech.
This speech has been carefully crafted to be relevant in various situations.
Cookie cutter grief counseling. In my experience, each situation warrants its own response.
Exactly. You all see my point.
It's prepared remarks. That is it. If you would all just allow me to finish this, I believe it will make sense.
Maybe it's your pace.
Excuse me?
Maybe you could just pick up your pace.
If I could just be allowed to continue.
Might as well let her continue, Frank.
Your feelings may vary. You may be feeling sad, depressed, guilty, tired, stagnant, upset, flatulent.
Who put the air freshener on the wall in the bathroom?
Not now, Mo.
I just thought it was odd. Do we need it on the wall? Was everyone unaware that it was next to the sink?
Mo, can we discuss this later?
I don't even know why we have the damn things. They don't do anything.
Mo!
All I'm saying is, if you spray Spring Meadow in there, it just smells like someone took a dump in a Spring Meadow.
Damn it, Mo, this is not the time or the place for you to try out one of your stupid jokes.
Mo, sit down and save your observation for another time.
Just saying, it's on the wall.
Sit down.
Sorry, Miss Boone.
That's fine. Okay, let's start by everyone writing their names on these adhesive name badge so it's easier for me to identify you. We all need to understand that grief is a personal process. One person's grief can and will manifest itself completely differently than another's. That's why it is not fair to judge someone's grief as too little or too much, since we cannot truly understand what a person feels inside.
So, grief is personal.
Were you not listening? That is exactly what she said.
I'm a repeater. In order for me to learn, I have to repeat what I am learning.
Please proceed, Miss Boone.
Let's start off with talking about Randy.
He had a lot of ties.
Excuse me?
It's funny, but the first thing I think of is his ties. He always had different ties. Some were seasonal, some were just for whatever mood he was feeling. He never seemed to wear the same tie just once.
I guess it's easier to talk about my ties than the time we did it in the coat room of the holiday party. Remember the last one old Frankie boy allowed? Well, I tell you this, HR certainly knew how to handle my human resource.
Silly how we think about the little things. Those ties.
She tied me up with one of those ties once.
Is there something Susan is saying that's upsetting you, David?
What?
You were covering your ears. Is there something that she said that upset you?
I was just remembering Randy's ties.
Yeah, no. That's fine.
Holding in emotions is not healthy, David.
Remember that stain that wouldn't come out of Frank's jacket?
Is nausea an emotion?
It can be a side effect of emotion, David.
Let's go with that.
You get sick over the ties. I should tell you about Susan's teddy.
I just think we should move on, away from me. I'm all right.
Oh, you're safe here, David. Among your coworkers, you can say anything.
Go ahead, Davey. Ask her about her undies.
No, please. I mean, I'm not ready yet.
I think I knew Randy better than anyone here.
Oh, here come the waterworks.
I'm the office admin, but I worked closest with Randy. I followed up on his customers and helped him keep his accounts in order.
What was he like?
Silly, but he smelled like someone poured cheap cologne in an ashtray.
Not what I was hoping for.
I swear, I can almost smell it now.
Randy always seemed to make me the butt of his jokes.
Oh, please. The man was born to be material.
How did that make you feel, Mo?
At first I was angry with him over it, but over time it just kind of became what he did, and I began to focus on snappy comebacks.
I wasn't done.
Well, it seemed like you peaked there, Lisa. I mean, where do you go after comparing a man to a smelly ashtray?
I had a story I was going to tell.
It did seem like you were going nowhere.
Again, we do not want to judge.
Did everyone else think Lisa was done?
I thought so.
Maybe.
If we could all just allow each other.
I just think if one person is going to dominate all the time.
And if the insurance company is going to be so callous that it charges people money for their grief.
No one is charging anyone for their grief.
No, then what is it? It seems like there should be something that's done free of charge, like maybe using volunteers.
Holy shit, Frank, the woman has to earn a living.
But this is not all I do.
I want to speak.
You're speaking. Who's stopping you?
I was in the middle of something too, you know.
I was just trying to help you.
I didn't ask for any help.
I thought she was helping us because you didn't have any grief counseling training. If you knew this stuff, Susan, it could have saved us time and money.
Maybe we should break for lunch.
If everyone could just please wait their turn.
I have a certification in counseling, and I can tell you, yelling is no way to control a crowd.
I apologize for raising my tone.
This is a tense time for all of us. My mother is at home dealing with gallstones.
My gerbil had stones.
How do you know your gerbil has stones?
You can just tell.
That makes no sense. What do? Just shake it like a maraca?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
You may want to get this under control, Miss Boone.
Do you want me to take control?
People, please, I appreciate the gravity of the situation, but if we are going to get anywhere, we need to not talk over each other.
I was talking when Mo interrupted me and I wasn't done.
Fine. Don't be done. Please. Enlighten us with your feelings.
Randy was the first person I met here. I had come in for an interview and you all were so busy at work. I must have stood at the window for 10 minutes and no one paid me any attention. I was so nervous, didn't know what to do. I didn't want to interrupt anything important, so I just stood there, waiting. Then I noticed this nice older gentleman get up, walked over to me, and he smiled.
All salesmen smile. It's how they lure you in, like a crocodile.
It wasn't like that. It was welcoming. He asked me my name and why I was here, and then he told me you all weren't even working, but you kept acting like you were. It was a game of chicken, and the first one who stopped would have to talk to me. He made me laugh. He always did. When I would have a bad date, he would make fun of the guy relentlessly, tell me what a loser he was until the date was nothing more than a joke. Whenever he had a good month, he would take me out to lunch, and it was always nice, to a nice place, not to some burger joint. Except one time I told him he didn't have to take me anywhere nice. I had gotten drunk the night before, and I was craving grease, and he took me to this awesome greasy spoon that had been the best burgers. Lately, though, he wasn't having good months, and he wasn't joking around much. and I never noticed. I never said anything, and I should have said something. I should have asked him what was wrong, but I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. Does that make me a horrible person, Dr. Boone?
I'm not a doctor, dear.
Oh. Still, does that make me a horrible person?
Of course not. Everything is always clearer in hindsight.
I feel like I should have seen something.
Oh, it's all about you, isn't it, Lisa?
Wait, she's charging that much and she's not a doctor?
It's a counselor's fee.
Now, Mo.
Easy, Mo. What the hell is wrong with you?
If I could take form right now, I would slap him.
All I'm saying is, we were here talking about Randy, and Lisa made it all about her.
He has a point here.
Fuck you, Frank.
Here we go. Take it out on the Frank doll.
What the hell are you talking about? What the hell is a Frank doll?
My sister took care of her dolls. I mean, she was meticulous. Every one of her dolls had perfect hair and stunning dresses. Hell, even their nails were done. Except she had this one doll, the only boy doll she ever had, and she would take out all her aggression and anger on that poor doll. She had a bad day at school. She would come home and beat the living shit out of that doll, bash its head against the wall, pull its hair out. One time, her friend was a jerk. I saw her go upstairs with a hammer and smash his head and torso while calling it horrible, unspeakable names. That doll was a mess. It would lay on the ground in front of the others like a homeless guy trying to crash a fancy party. I asked her one time the doll's name, and she smiled real wide, and she told me, "That's my Frank doll."
Who's making this about themselves now?
She's right, Frank. You did take over the conversation.
Go ahead, girls. Give it to me. If it'll make you feel better, just take it out on me.
It's not really about taking it out on anyone.
So who gets his desk?
Are you kidding me?
I can't be the only one thinking this. He always had more drawer space than everybody else. It's got a great
No,
view.
Mo. You are. In fact, you have stopped everything to discuss who gets Randy's desk. What's next? His stapler? You want the cushion he sat on when his hemorrhoids flared?
Actually, I was taking that.
No one is taking anything. This is not an auction where we take Randy's things.
The company's things.
The company's things that Randy used. Okay, Frank?
I read somewhere that it helps with grieving by giving away a person's belongings.
Is that true, Miss Boo?
I'm not sure that's really been studied.
This one tribe would actually carve up the person into little tiny...
Holy shit, Mo. That's cannibals. You're talking about cannibals.
That's what you people are. Dividing up Randy's things. He hasn't been dead for a day.
Actually, I think he did it on the weekend, and the cleaning crew missed it.
We know what you think, you greedy, budget-conscious bastard.
And we're hitting the Frank doll again.
If we do this, we can all take a little piece of Randy away to comfort us.
I would like the award he has it also turned into a pen.
Oh, remember that one, Davey? You could also use it as a bong.
No one is getting anything. You people don't give a damn about Randy.
You know, I never saw this coming. Kind of warms my heart.
We don't care. You're just a supply hoarder.
I don't care how you word it. No one gets any of it.
Susan jumps up, dumps reams of paper out of a box, and starts pulling out drawers from Randy's desk and drops what's inside into the cardboard box.
All of it. The stapler, his cushions, his pens, his pencils, his porno magazines, all of it. Everything that he laid claim to during his time here. Fact.
He looks at Frank.
Susan, don't you dare.
Give me the gold pen, Frank.
Oh, Goldie is mine.
Give me the pen, or so help me God, Frank, I will staple your giant ears together in the back.
There is nothing wrong with my ears.
The pen, Frank, right now! Give it to me!
They wrestle on the ground until Susan emerges with the pen holding it high like the Olympic torch and running around in a victory lap.
Randy, wherever you are, this is yours! I took the pen from the asshole, Randy! I have the pen!
Give it back, Susan!
Susan has a demonic look in her eyes. They dart around the room with her avoiding him like an all-star halfback, and then with a look of inspiration as she runs out of the office as Randy jumps up on his desk and gives her a standing ovation.
She's running to her car.
She's gonna pawn my pen.
She's dropped the box under her tire.
She started the car!
We hear the sound of tires screeching back and forth over and over again over the box.
She is gonna strip her transmission.
She's crushing Goldie.
The screeching stops, and they stare out the windows and door in shock. Susan approaches as they all watch with the crushed box in one hand and clutching something in the other. She backs Frank up to Randy's desk, dumps the mangled office supplies and torn porno magazines on the desk, and then allows the remains of the pen to slowly sift through her hand in front of him.
Guess you have to write your fucking book with a new pen.
No!
He drops to his knees, trying to pick up the pen's remains and piece it together. The room goes quiet.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else they would like to share? Maybe if we all come back to the circle, we can move past this ugliness.
They all reluctantly come back to the circle.
Now, I know we're all very heightened right now, but if we all could just take a few deep breaths, we can move past this.
I should fire you right now.
Go ahead. With everything I know about this company, you would be doing me a favor. I will take you to court and sue you so hard your eyeballs will burst.
What does that mean?
He knows what I mean.
Again, deep breaths, everyone.
This cannot be healthy.
Kind of glad we didn't go home.
I feel a little better.
Well, I don't.
Oh, share with us, David. Why don't you feel better? What can we do to help you feel better?
Nothing. I'm fine. I'll deal with it myself.
He's bottling it all up, always. Quiet David. Sometimes I thought he was so quiet and kept to himself that if we were betting on who would be the guy to come to work and kill us all, I would lay money on David to go off first.
What the hell does that mean?
You know, bring a gun to work. Or kill yourself.
Like Randy.
No, I think you would have taken a few of us with you before you go.
There's something seriously wrong with you, Mo.
I always thought you would be the first one to shoot up the office, Mo.
Me? Why me?
You just never came across as stable.
How can you say that? You don't even know me.
What's there to know? All you do is play video games. You never stop talking about them. All the shooter games you play. I always wondered if one day you would blur reality and come in here and kill us all.
Well, that's a terrible thing to say about a person.
You said it about me.
I was kidding.
How is that kidding?
You all do not get me.
There's something to get.
I am probably the healthiest person here. I bike to work every Wednesday, as long as it is not raining or overcast.
3 times.
What?
You biked to work 3 times last year.
Last year was very moist.
Anytime you want to take control again, Ms. Boone, you go right ahead.
Of course. So, David, what can you share about Randy?
Nothing.
Nothing?
You were probably the closest person to Randy next to me. Your desks used to be right next to each other. You guys would crack each other up all day long. I used to love to listen in. Then you got a promotion and an office, and things got really quiet around here. Remember when you guys went out and had drinks together? Randy told me about that one Christmas.
I don't have anything.
Are you afraid to cry, David?
What? No.
Have you ever cried, David?
It's none of your business.
We're here to share, David.
Everyone else is sharing.
What are you talking about? None of you have shared anything except maybe Lisa. You destroyed this idiot's cherished pen. Mo is searching for a punchline that doesn't exist. What do I need to do? Torch the building?
I knew you had plans.
I have no plans! Randy and I were friends. That's it. I have nothing to share. I have nothing to offer. I have nothing cathartic that will make you all feel better. I'm not going to cry because it's not what I do. I will think about Randy and reflect on our time together, and that's it.
If you hold it all inside, David, then one day you will just pop.
You mean like go crazy and use my car to destroy office supplies?
That is an external showing of emotion, David. You are internalizing. I think what we're all worried about is what it will do inside you. Stress is a killer, David.
And so is overextending your bladder. So if you will excuse me, I'll be right back. Feel free to share without me.
Grace begins to talk and the focus shifts to David in the restroom. Once in there, he takes a deep breath, undoes his zipper, and Randy appears.
I'm not sure this is all very healthy.
Holy crap, Randy, can I just have a moment?
Well, I can't talk to you outside there, Davy.
Stop with the Davy!
What? I always call you Davy.
Well, you don't get to anymore.
You're still mad at me?
Of course, I'm still mad at you. You did a horrible thing, Randy. And I don't mean like Frank thinks ruining his Monday and affecting productivity. I mean, you chose to bring us all into your darkness and kill yourself right here.
I just wanted somewhere that my death would be recognized.
What?
That was it. It was where my friends were, my office family. I wanted my last thoughts to be about a place where I felt needed.
Damn it. Randy, what am I supposed to say to that?
Nothing, Davey. You don't have to say anything. You just don't hate me for this. Don't take the last actions of a desperate man and turn it...
And what? Let it upset me? Make me doubt what the hell I'm doing in this world? Because quite frankly, Randy, I always thought that underneath it all, you were strong. You worked through shit. You got knocked down and picked yourself back up and moved on.
I did, Davey.
No! You didn't! Randy, you hung yourself in the office because you stopped doing all of those things.
Look, sometimes the battles are overwhelming. You can't win. You just want to go out on your own terms.
What battles? Sales figures? New accounts? Screwing the HR lady?
Cancer, David. Fucking cancer.
You never said a word about me.
It was my battle, David.
I was your friend.
And I would never burden you with that choice.
Being your friend wasn't a burden.
Oh, but it would be, Davy. I watched my father die. He was a vital, amazing individual. CFO, a thriving company. Cancer ate away at him until he was a husk of who he had been. Lying there in bed, staring at the ceiling, the cancer had taken over his nervous system. The drugs they gave him left him numb, lifeless. But he didn't die. He just laid there. Nowhere. Not in the world of the living, not in the being able to enter the land of the dead. One night I went home to get some rest, and at 4 a.m, the phone rang. I swear it was louder than it had ever been before. I knew what it meant. In fact, when the doctor told me that he was dead, I actually said, I know. I was not going to die like that. I didn't want friends having to sit by my side, talking about me like I wasn't in the room, lying there so high on a morphine cloud between life and death, waiting to see which would kill me faster, the cancer or the cure. I didn't know where else to go, though. No family. If this was a battle life was offering, well, I had the right to tell it to go fuck itself. And that's what I did, Davey. I told life, I'm out. I didn't choose this fight, but I get to choose how I handle it. And that was my choice. Why are you mad?
'Cause, Randy, if it can happen to you, how the hell do I stop it from happening to me one day?
Oh, Davey, it's because you're better than me, Davey. Remember, I know everything now.
That's bullshit.
Goes to walk towards Randy and then turns away, throwing himself against the wall.
Damn it, Randy!
He hits the air freshener on the wall and it shoots right into his eyes.
Ah!
He's crying.
Ah! God!
Oh, it's okay, David. We're all hurting.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Lights come up on the office working at full tilt. Lisa's removed the air freshener from its holder in the bathroom and is spraying it on Randy's body. David is holding the phone near his ear, waiting for the police to pick up while trying to wave away the fallout from the freshener. Randy's body still hangs from the ceiling.
Hello. Yeah, I'm calling to get an update on the pickup of the body. Yes, the man who hung himself. Yeah, I know you're all very busy. No, I don't think there's a chance he'll recover.
I think it's fascinating that the hook that once held a simple plant has been able to hold his body up for this long. I mean, these buildings have some solid construction. I wonder what other weight it could hold. Like, theoretically, we could hang a series of plants and create oxygen and make a oxygen-producing ceiling that would filter the air and perhaps help stop the spread of viruses.
I think it's fascinating that you can take a horrible moment like Randy's suicide and turn it into a do-it-yourself project.
Has anyone seen Frank?
No, it's been over an hour since he said he would get us all lunch.
He didn't want us to get our own lunch for fear we may not come back.
For fear?
What?
For fear?
What is your problem now?
Who in the world says for fear?
Kidding me? You've never heard that before? I've heard tons of people say that or something similar.
No one says that, except maybe in a Shakespearean play. I go forth for fear of my life.
You talk so much, Mo. I can feel the oxygen being sucked from the room every time you open your mouth.
Seriously, does anyone know where he was going?
How can any of you eat with him still here?
I think I could eat in the middle of a war zone.
That's bizarre.
Extreme drama or action makes me hungry. At my father's funeral, my mother got mad when I asked the limo to stop for a few donuts. Sitting in the drive-through lane in that black limousine just because I needed a maple sugar cream donut.
Coffee?
Nope, just a donut.
That's twisted. How can anyone eat donuts without coffee? That's like peanut butter without the jelly.
Or salad without radishes.
Seriously, Lisa, you might want to stay away from the deep end of the pool. That's where all the cool kids swim.
Mo, if society was to fall tomorrow and the world was ravaged by a disease that killed everyone on the planet except you, you would still not be one of the cool kids.
You know, for a man who craves efficiency and productivity, who watches every move people make with an eye on improving processes to save money, Frank's choice to go out and get lunch makes no sense at all. We could have gotten delivery.
Cheap trumps efficiency. He didn't want to pay the delivery fee.
True, but, well, the boss is away.
That is not.
Oh, it
I can explain. I was only researching. I've been fascinated by knots ever since I was a Cub Scout.
This is not your bondage book, Mo. We read that months ago.
That is a violation of my rights.
You have no rights, Mo. You're at work. This is an employment at will state. All you have the right is to be fired.
So that is the book that will redefine the workplace as we know it.
The original manuscript. This gold-edged work of genius that he walks around all day, jotting notes in, rushing out to meetings of, to write something important down before it's lost to the ages, and swears that when it is finally published, it will change the world as we know it.
We need to read it. If I hear that catchphrase of his, that stupid motto one more time, I will go insane.
Not just a motto. It is the title of this amazing tomes. This epic, glorious compilation of everything Frank holds dear.
Read it, Susan.
Yes, read it.
I have brought sustenance.
Frank bursts in carrying a very large bag. Susan fumbles the book but hides it. He's followed by a young lady dressed rather scantily.
About time.
Oh, Frank, who is this?
Ah, yes. Everyone say hello to Felicia. Felicia, this is the gang. Susan, David, Lisa, and Mo, and that's Randy.
Oh my.
I should have mentioned that.
Is that real?
Yep. Real shocking. See what I did there?
I didn't know what everyone wanted, so I just got everyone the same thing. Grab one and a side while I talk to David. David, come here. David, you are not going to believe what happened to me today.
You mean aside from this?
Yes, you know about this. Why would I make you guess about this? Today has been a revelation for me, David. I have always had a passion for efficiency. I know most of what we do is a waste of time, that we can do things better, less expensive. When my book comes out, it will change the workplace as we know it. Today just proved me right again. We waste our lives away.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier. Is this what we're supposed to be doing?
Not that bullshit again, David. I'm talking about time. We don't know how much time we have. I guess Randy did, but we don't.
Frank, I don't know what you're talking about, and really, I probably don't want to.
Sure. Everyone else in the office comes to David with problems, but when your boss does, you don't have time for me.
That is not true, Frank. When you were going through your third divorce, I listened. When your son pulled a knife on you, I listened to that. In fact, I've listened to everybody in this office.
So shut up and listen now. I am talking refined productivity here, David, living your life in an ultra-efficient manner to ensure that you get the most out of it.
If I just nod agreement, can you assume I agree with whatever you're talking about and we can stop right now?
Trust me, David. This is life-changing, revolutionary. Okay, fine, do your nod, but listen. What are the two biggest wastes of time that we humans cannot control?
Can you just tell me?
Sleeping and going to the bathroom. And I have a solution for one of those.
I'm gonna pray this is about sleep.
Half a sandwich and a bag of chips.
Seriously, Frank, what did you get the people in the plant? Tortilla chips?
And queso.
You talk about efficiency and productivity, Frank, but you never want to consider what morale does to both of those.
Morale is a choice people make, which, by the way, can be made better by being more productive. Another chapter in my book.
What about being recognized, Frank? Did you ever think that sometimes people just want to be recognized?
That is what pay is. When you are paid, it is a financial recognition of what you have done.
So it all comes down to money.
Yes. Holy shit, people. Yes. Everyone is driven by desire, and the biggest thing we desire is money. When someone holds a door open for you, what do? You probably say thank you. Now, next time that happens, slip someone a $5 and watch the reaction you get.
You tip people for holding doors for you?
Don't be naive, Mo. I don't tip, period.
I can attest to that. At the last holiday party, he was forced to tip the waitstaff by the management, but refused to tip any of the other courtesy service people.
And look what happened. That stupid coat lady stained my jacket.
That was probably a mistake. What are you looking at me like that for?
What did I do?
Just eat and let me talk to David.
Pulls David to the side.
People average 1 hour and 42 minutes a day just taking care of primal needs. That's 14 hours a week, 56 hours a month, 672 hours a year. I can't mentally calculate a lifetime, but you get the picture. Imagine if you didn't have to lose that time. Imagine if we could beat nature at its own game.
Nature has a game.
Always trying to beat us. If we want to recharge, we have to sleep. We have to eat because we can't take sustenance from the sun, but nature is losing this one.
I'm trying to imagine this whole day never happened, so yeah, what's one more thing?
The secret is incontinence pants, my friend. Sanitary napkins for men. Adult diapers.
You just had to tell me.
Come on, Frank. This is not a lunch. This is a snack. Maybe a nosh. It's the equivalent of going to your grandmother's, and instead of a meal, she just hands you a bowl of nuts. This is half a sandwich with one thin slice of what I believe is turkey, topped by a sheet of wilted lettuce and a barely ripe tomato. You didn't even spring for mayo. I don't even think you ordered these. I picture a trainee whose failures were left on a side table for the staff to eat later, and you haggled with the manager to get these for a steal.
Efficient actions make sufficient conclusions.
Oh, stop with the meaningless saying.
Just because the meaning eludes you does not mean it does not exist. Some of the greatest discoveries mankind ever made were a result of someone challenging the mainstream, thinking of the day, going against the grain, daring to speak, knowing others would never understand. Once my book is published, everyone will be saying, efficient actions make sufficient conclusion. It will change the very process of work, and you will know where it came from.
The depths of hell, which apparently is a la carte.
If you eat too much, you get logy. That leads to inefficiency and stifles growth.
I just wanted a lunch that stifled my hunger.
Right. After everything the team has been through today, couldn't we at least have had a special lunch? Would it have been so hard to give in this one time? Step away from efficiency and just consider your team's feelings for once.
No.
Calls David back to him.
The whole time she was talking, I was taking a whiz.
Oh, that's a great use of time, Frank.
Listen, people. We have been through a lot today, and I read somewhere that you should never be too full when you experience grief.
That's a lie.
Lisa, you have gotten quite lippy today. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to forget all of this and chalk it up to unique workplace stress. So get it all out today, because tomorrow we are back to reality. Look, everyone sit down, enjoy your lunch, and when we are done, we're going to do what the grief lady could not. We are going to each take a moment to express our feelings about what occurred today. So sit, eat, enjoy. I will be right back. To my office.
Frank signals Felicia, and she follows him into his office. They all sit and start eating.
Do you think Frank bought himself a concubine?
What?
The woman, Felicia? I mean, the man goes to lunch and comes back with a slut.
He's a pig.
See?
So are you.
What?
You know nothing about this woman, and you just branded her a slut.
She is dressed rather provocatively.
I am not going to tolerate any sort of behavior in this office. This is ridiculous. He goes to lunch for over an hour, but when he comes back, it's with these pitiful sandwiches and half a bag of chips. He doesn't even have the decency to get us all drinks.
I don't understand, Susan. Are you upset because Frank seems to have hired a woman to satisfy his disgusting needs, or that he went cheap on lunch?
I don't have to explain myself to you, Lisa.
Oh, no. No one has to explain themselves to the admin. My job is to just do. Do whatever you people want and say nothing. I am not a servant. I have an associate's degree.
In hotel management.
It's a degree, Mo.
Well, my job is protecting this company. Protect it from stupid people and idiotic things they do. This is without a doubt at the top of the list. Frank, get out here.
There's someone in here.
I find it comfortable that after everything we've been through today, you all can still be surprised.
Frank, get out here.
There we go. Fresh as a daisy. And while I was in there, I was able to shoot off 4 emails and write a note to myself about a meeting and finish my thoughts on today's incident.
What the hell are you talking about?
I am talking about mega efficiency, Susan. Improved productivity, the final and defining chapter in my book.
Please, Frank, not today.
Who is this Felicia, and what position does she have in this company?
Good question. Felicia is my admin.
What did I say?
I thought I was the admin.
You are the admin for the whole office. Felicia is my own private admin.
Getting sorted by the minute.
There's nothing sorted here. Everything is now crystal clear. More later. Does the plant have all the orders for today?
Yes.
Mo, today's deposit is ready?
I've already electronically sent it on its way.
Susan, no other HR-related issues?
Not yet.
David, help me get everyone with their chairs in a half circle.
Can everyone get their chairs in a half circle?
They all gather in almost a half circle.
Everyone, this is Felicia. She's my new admin. She also majored in psychology and will pay less in a week than that stupid counselor costs for a day. She has given me many ideas.
And his first full erection in 5 years.
Ew.
What?
I said I haven't voted in an election in 5 years.
Well, why does that matter now?
This whole thing has got me thinking about my life.
What about it? The incredible vapidity of your existence?
I don't even have to know what vapidity is to know that it was an insult.
You're an airhead, Mo.
Airheads are not accountants.
You might need a stronger defense than that, Mo.
So, you're a psychologist?
No, I dropped out in my 3rd year when my boyfriend got arrested. The trauma was too much for me to maintain my classes.
Why was he arrested?
He assaulted a penguin at the zoo.
Why would anyone do that? Penguins are so cute.
This one was asking for it.
How exactly does a person know when a marine bird is asking for it?
Well, everything gives off vibrations. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a plant or an animal. We're constantly sending out energy. And if you don't understand how to interpret that energy, you can read people.
And penguins.
I don't expect you to understand.
I would love to understand.
Frank told me you people have gone through a horrible trauma today, but even without that, I would just know by feeling the negative energy drowning all of you in this room.
The dead body isn't a giveaway.
No, the dead body is a result of that negativity.
Are you saying we killed Randy?
I'm saying life killed Randy, and you are all part of that life.
Wait a minute. That may be the only intelligent thing anybody has said today.
We all wander this world unattached, separate from each other. I mean, we sometimes acknowledge each other's pain, but most of the time we think to ourselves, how glad we are it's not us.
I always thought Southerners were the best at that. When you tell a Southern woman your problems, they always say, oh, you poor dear, or God love you. I always thought that was code for you're screwed.
Please feel free to keep your ideas to yourself, Mo.
I'm just sharing.
She has a point here.
I know.
See, David knows.
David knows you're an idiot, Mo.
That woman under that office suit has the body of a 21-year-old.
Please don't make me think of Susan's breasts.
What?
I said Susan is thinking like the rest.
Rest of what?
Rest of us.
I used to work in a nursing home, people lying in beds all day waiting for someone to come and visit them, just hoping that someone from their world would take a few minutes out of their day to acknowledge that person still meant something to someone. I knew this wonderfully feisty older woman, and she decided that when she died, there would be no funeral. And when I asked her why, she told me, if they didn't have time for me when I was alive, then they don't get to work out their guilt crying over my dead body.
Frank is making faces like a child going in their diaper.
Frank, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Don't look at me.
Don't look at you. Stop shitting in the office.
What?
I asked if he shoved a shoe in his orifice.
I've always feared age.
How so?
When you get older, you start to forget things.
And you lose feeling in your face.
Seriously? Where did you get that?
I will not miss Mo's self-professed wit and his random thoughts. Remember how he used to shout them out during the day like a deranged town crier?
Old people, they always have food that they ate hours before, either stuck in the crevices of their mouth or between their teeth.
Stop.
No,
Yes.
it's a fear of mine. I've stopped eating anything with seeds.
Frank.
Mo has the floor.
You ever notice I'm always doing this all the time? It's not because I'm thinking of anything.
I promise you, Mo, no one ever considered that you were thinking of anything.
I'm wiping my face to make sure there's nothing there. Then sometimes I do this. Just trying to make sure there's nothing stuck in there.
You could floss!
Well, how would I look if I walked around the office all the time flossing?
So better you should spit?
I blow.
Yes, you do.
My point is, grandfather would scare me as a child. He would call me over, and there was always something hanging from his mouth. Ugh, I can see it now. Crampy, there's something on your lip. It's a whole carrot.
Okay, enough.
And he would have like whole vegetables hanging there and like a piece of meat, not a speck, like a whole pork chop.
Are we downwind from a farm?
With Felicia's help, I compose my thoughts without the use of my pen.
Stares at Susan standing behind a desk as if it is a podium. He's only visible from the waist up.
Please, everyone sit. Randy was important to all of us for many reasons.
He nods and signals to Felicia, who grabs a large bag and steps behind Frank. As he speaks, she is changing him.
I'm not going to assume that I know what he meant to all of you. Instead, let me tell you what I think this whole moment means to us all. It is a wake-up call, a chance to challenge what we believe, the way we conduct ourselves. We need to ask ourselves, are we happy? And if the answer is no, we need to find something that brings us pleasure. Take a walk during your break, try biking, or even purchase a fitness machine for your home.
This is the same thing you wrote for the wellness plan.
Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Remember, we are all important to someone, even if at times we forget why.
Powder begins to cloud around him, spilling out to everyone.
Challenge yourselves every day to do better, be more productive, more efficient than the previous day. Efficiency is the core of mankind's being. It is the reason we dragged ourselves out of the primordial goo and walked upon this earth. We walked higher, ran faster, and became more productive through one key facet of our development, and that was efficiency. This has been the driving force for me throughout my whole life, the crux of my world-changing book, and now I challenge you. Look at me. Ask yourself, what are you doing that is holding you back? When you dig deep down, you will see you are holding you back, and no one has a right, including you, to hold you back anymore. Efficient actions make sufficient conclusions.
A large plop, Felicia drops the used diaper in a basket and then picks it up to throw it outside in the dumpster.
Thank you.
Did what just happened really happen?
I'm going to be ill.
Oh, suddenly food on my mouth is not the worst thing I can think of.
There is no way to unsee that.
I have demonstrated to you how to think outside the box.
Oh, try again, Frank. How to think outside the loo.
You have demonstrated once again how your needs supersede anyone else's.
Give it to him, Susie.
Susie?
Don't ever call me Susie. No one calls me Susie.
Well, only in the throes of passion.
I need to update my resume.
You topped my worst thoughts about you, Frank.
Susan has a point.
I didn't expect all of you to understand.
There is no way that is happening again.
I need to step out for a second. I need some air.
He goes out front and Randy follows.
Do you understand how much time I save, how much more productive I am now? Sufficient actions make sufficient
Walking away will not work. You need to run.
From the man who chose to hang himself away.
Sure. Take it out on the Randy doll.
Not funny.
It's funny. Look, the douchebag thinks every trail leads back to him.
Randy, can you just give me a minute? Or like 20?
No, Davey, you need time. You need time away. Get away from this as fast as possible.
Because you know everything now. You think you know what works for me. Let's say I follow your enlightened advice. I quit. I go home with an enormous sense of self-worth. You earn your wings, and then I have to face tomorrow with no income, no way to pay my bills, no rent to feed myself.
There are other jobs.
Not waiting for me. You don't know how long it'll take.
Actually,
No, stop it. I don't need you to tell me my future. I will make the decision that is right for me.
Felicia approaches the office, returning from the dumpster.
Snapping, are we?
I'm not snapping. I'm working things out.
Is he here?
What?
The dead guy.
I do have a name.
Maybe. Yeah, fine, he's here.
That is some hot shit.
Speaking of which, he cannot pay you enough.
Really?
Listen, I've lived through some rough times. You do what you have to do to survive, to make money.
How did he find you?
Anything. It's an app. You know, people put down all sorts of strange, weird jobs, anything they can think of. Get it? You know, you have an option to choose a job and then negotiate the rate that you think it's worth.
Yeah, well, I hope you negotiated at least $1 million.
Don't worry about me. Besides, this is not the worst thing an old man has wanted to pay me money to do.
Oh, I don't want you to explain that.
Look, think what you want about me. I mean, I'm sure your friends there have already decided what I am.
I wouldn't call them my friends. They are overextended acquaintances.
Funny. So enough about me. What about the dead guy?
Oh, tell her my name. I hate being referred to in the third person.
You'd still be in the third person because she cannot see you.
I can feel him.
Heh!
Shut up.
Even dead men are pigs.
Hey, who the hell?
Enough!
Is it ever enough for you?
Yeah, Davy, when is it enough?
My decision to make.
So make it.
I will not be forced!
How about coerced?
Did he say something funny?
No, not at all.
Tell her it was insightful.
This isn't a telephone game.
What did he say?
He said he was spiteful.
Liar!
Wow. You would think that a dead guy would have more empathy.
Oh, now I'm an asshole. You choose to stay working for the king of the self-centered, egotistical, your problems are nothing compared to my struggles, motherfuckers. A man whose callous ways are legendary, and I, your now deceased friend who is trying to help you to save yourself, is ignored and misrepresented.
You need me to understand. You need to move on. You need me to understand so you can move on, so you can step out of the void.
He's stuck between two worlds. I read about this. Forced to repair the hurt that he caused before he can move on.
Yes, something like that.
No, exactly like that.
I think it was a movie. This young guy who once had potential but has been beaten down by the pressures of existence and is forced to face his greatest fears after his friend kills himself.
I would pay to see that.
What movie is that?
No movie, genius. That's your life.
Oh, we need like crescendo music right now, like heaven just flicked on a light.
Enlightenment coming from the woman who just changed a grown man's diaper.
Oh, Frank wipes his ass every day with you people, and he thinks it's part of your benefit package.
Exactly. You all deserve better, but only you can see me. So please listen to what both of us are saying. Take a chance that there is something better out there.
I made a commitment to my career.
Oh, holy shit, Davey. Stop with the excuses.
Stop pushing me! Stop calling me Davy!
He calls you Davy. That's sweet.
See? I'm endearing.
Maybe he's trying to help you.
I'm just trying to help you.
No one needs to help me! Help is a 4-letter word, which means if you're asking for it, you're fucked. I used to ask for help when I was in my teens. I'm 16. I go out to this wooded area behind our neighborhood, and I look up at the sky and think I could talk to God. I mean, you can't get any higher asking for help than going straight to God, can you? Kicker is, I never got an answer. One time, my sister's goldfish was dying. I mean, really, what would it take for God to save a little goldfish? So I prayed. Just let the fish live. Next morning, screaming sister, dead goldfish. No prayers were answered, nothing. Is it too much to ask for a little epiphany? Maybe some guidance? I would have settled for just occasional, hey, don't step in that.
Your entire religious philosophy is based on the death of a fish? Maybe you were being too specific. Sometimes the answers you're looking for come in the guise of other people.
Steal that from a fortune cookie?
What did he say?
Nothing.
Oh, now who's full of shit?
He said sometimes help comes in the guise of other people. Guise was his word, not mine.
Not bad, dead man.
Randy.
His name is Randy.
They are interrupted from inside the office.
Mo, you put your hand on my shoulder one more time to calm me down, and so help me, I will pull your pants down, grab your genitals, and start you like a mower.
Oh, I
Good
should.
luck finding them.
Oh, you're HR.
And you are a whiny, bratty, ballless bastard. You hear me, Mo? You have no balls.
I am not whiny. I am an enlightened human being who has attempted to share his insights with you people, and I have never been appreciated for them.
You are a clown with an accounting degree.
And you are a bitter woman who remains oblivious to the obvious.
What does that mean?
Frank just relieved himself in front of us all, and you have the audacity to say that to me?
I knew you people were not capable of understanding.
Understanding what, Frank? How a grown man can think that everything he does and thinks is so important that even if he takes a few minutes to answer nature's call, the world will disintegrate around him?
Just wait till my book comes out. It will all make sense.
Let's talk about your book.
You have overstepped your bounds, Susan.
I defend your stupidity every day. I listen to your nonsensical, pitiful excuse for business savvy and nod like a well-trained schnauzer. But not today, Frank. Today the rules change.
Really?
Yes, today I looked at this repository of knowledge you have been spouting off about and threatening the world with for over 5 years. I read your precious book. Efficient actions make sufficient conclusions. And when I opened up the gold-edged pages of brilliance, what did I find? Your book has an endless dedication to yourself. A forged endorsement from Steve Jobs. And page after page of stick figures having sex.
I doodle.
You even made the male ones anatomically correct.
An artist is never appreciated in their lifetime, Frank.
You stepped over a line, Susan.
That's okay. You can always redraw it with the penis.
Susan tosses the book to Frank. Fighting continues, but unheard.
Did we break up the fight?
Maybe we should let them fight to the death.
I'm not sure you're joking.
I'm not.
Maybe they'll exhaust themselves.
I just met you, and I can already tell you live in a world of maybes.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the world of you, Davy, but she has a point. Look, take a breath. Just listen to what she's saying. You're mad at me for my decision, but it was mine to make. Make your own.
I refuse to accept that a bad decision is better than choosing to make no decision at all. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe you should have considered that you're not ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I know what I am. I am a survivor, and I will do anything to survive. You are a settler.
What? Like a person who finds new places to conquer and settles there?
No, you settle for whatever life offers you. You settled for a dead friend hanging from the ceiling all day while you accepted what came out of that.
No, that's bullshit. I challenged Frank.
Have you ever truly challenged anyone?
I must have. I don't like being put on the spot. I can't think. It'll come to me.
You debate, Davy, but do you truly stand by your convictions? Do you live them?
Anyone?
3rd grade. I challenged Joey Gambino to a fight.
And?
He threw a rock at my gut and I went home crying.
And after you recovered, did you go back and do anything about it?
Actually, we became friends after that.
You even settle when it comes to friends? Even a guy who hit you with a rock?
Well, I'm a peacemaker.
You are a justifier. Whatever life gives you, you justify it and accept it.
And I make the best of it.
Oh, you do try, Davy.
This is the best?
Hey.
What?
Nothing. Just saying hey.
Nice comeback.
You know, not everyone is the hero of the story. People always want someone to rise to the occasion and save the day, resolve everything in this satisfying manner. That's not real. You know why? Because deep down, most of us are endless fields of anxiety sowed with seeds of self-doubt. We look toward fiction to show us shining examples of humanity, since the mirror we look in every morning shows us the face of someone we never thought we would ever be. We all want to be Captain Kirk or Batman, but they don't exist. And we're just the guy who coughed up $10 for the movie.
Yeah, but is that because we accept what we're given?
I didn't accept it. It was forced on me.
So push back.
What if we don't have the energy to push back? Maybe it takes everything we have to just coast. Someone like you looks at me and says, he settled. Well, maybe that's true. Maybe I settled for a steady paycheck instead of the job-to-job existence you have, hoping the app sends you something you can get some decent money from.
We each have a different struggle. It's a challenge to pull ourselves from the covers every morning, get in the car and drive ourselves to the miserable repeat of the same shit that happened the day before.
I get it! Everyone is waiting for life to turn around. What if it never does? What if this is the best it gets? A world that spins all the time and leaves us dizzy and slightly nauseous. Fact is, you let yourself get too invested in waiting for the good, then the bad will drag you down so low that there is no way you will ever crawl out of it. That's what happened to Randy, to you. You were so beaten, so devastated by the hand that you had been dealt, you made a choice that ensured you'd never have to face another down. So instead of taking another gut punch from life, he accepted the darkness. That's right, Randy. You accepted it. You start rocking a boat, and what happens? You tip over. That's what. So I don't rock the boat.
I have never heard anyone defend being mundane before.
David contemplates an answer and then storms in, followed by Randy and Felicia. Everyone is in each other's face yelling.
Enough! Seriously! Enough is enough! I hate that Randy's gone. He chose to kill himself here. I wish in his last moments on this earth, he would have found a peaceful place to pass away. A place with trees, where he could see the sky, instead of these nasty off-white walls dotted with what I tell myself are coffee stains, but in reality, I'm afraid to know. I wish he would have said something to me. Told me how miserable he was. How scared. But all my wishes don't change the fact that Randy died here. We spend most of our lives here, and Frank decided to deface all of it. And damn it, here.
I wanted to say...
Enough! Frank! I don't give a flying fuck what you want. I think we have all had enough. I think the time has come to end this day. To go home and mentally digest whatever the hell happened here. Maybe tomorrow we all just try to make it a little better. I hope we can move on. I hope that none of us ever feels that this is our only option. But most of all, I hope that Randy knows that I hate what he did here. But I will miss him, and that the time we spent together meant something to me. And it always will. Conversations that went nowhere. Ones that almost did. And that no matter how horrible his choice was, in time I'll only remember the good things. And I will never forget him. What I despise most of all is that his final moments were here, alone. Wherever he goes next, I hope he's never alone again.
I won't be.
It's good to know.
What's good to know?
I said I hope it doesn't snow.
What?
I did hear that it was going to snow.
It's July.
To Randy looking past Frank.
You.
No. Thank you.
About time someone thanked me.
Let's go home, everyone.
It's 4:20. Oh, what the hell?
Frank, you are a giver.
Exactly, David.
Did no one ever teach you about sarcasm? Come on, everyone, let's get out of here.
They all quietly collect their things, take long looks around the room, and leave together. Frank turns the lights off and is the last out, closing the door. When it slams shut, the body falls from the ceiling and lands with a crash, breaking a desk.
There's no way they can miss that, right?
Curtain. End of play. Matt,
Hi, Brian.
the reading's done.
I know. Oh,
That's exciting. I'm going to do this with all the playwrights because I love it. The look on your face after just having seen a reading. But so I'm thinking after folks have watched the reading, we're really about developing our plays and finding ways to make them better. So I just wanted to ask you, after folks have seen it, if you have any specific questions about anything that they saw, or any specific feedback that you'd like to get from folks in regards to this this play.
I think, as any author would say, I just want to know that they were entertained. Was it worth their time to, click on, especially on a Zoom play, to click on and to watch it and to stay with it throughout the entire time? And did they laugh? That's the one thing I lament that we're not going to have, is that audience response, to hear the ebbs and flows of the laughter and when the lines work and if they don't work, but mostly when they work. So, but that was what I would want to hear, that if they enjoyed it, if they felt it was worth their time, then yeah, let me know. Otherwise, just, go about your business. You're fine.